Hello, and welcome to this continuation of Chapter 4. Today, what I'm going to do is try and show you how to use Excel spreadsheets for text mining and sentiment analysis if that's what you're wanting to do. So for this week, we'll probably have a couple of tutorials and I want you to show me that you've done those, and there may be a couple of questions on your midterm exam about this, just to make sure that everybody's doing the tutorials. So what we'll do is we're going to do an add-in to Excel such that when you have this added, you'll see something like this tab in your Excel spreadsheet. So it's called MeaningCloud, and it'll allow you to do the following. So you can do any kind of text classification, sentiment analysis, and so on. We're probably just going to stick with the first two here. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go to a website, and I will provide you a link to this website. And the name of this website is MeaningCloud.com, and this is the link that I'll give you, developer/Excel add-in. And when you get to this page, what you'll see, hopefully, unless there's been changes going on, you'll see something like the following. So what you want is to download this MeaningCloud add-in for Excel, version 3.3. So that's the latest version. So we'll move that over so you can see that. So they're listed off to the side. They also provide some documentation for this add-in, and they tell you about the different APIs that are available, and then they walk you through some tutorials. So these are the tutorials that I want you to do for this week. Now you will have to create an account and log in, and then you'll get a key. Once you have that key, you need to remember that key. I would copy it and paste it in a text somewhere and save it on your computer so that when you're using this in your Excel spreadsheet and it asks for the key, you can type it in or just copy and paste it in. Now, when I was using this recently, it seems to be that they're going to give you credits in order to do the tutorials and use the product for a while. And once you've used all of those credits up, then they're going to ask you to purchase it. But I just want you to learn how there are add-ins into Excel and that you could use this to do some actual text analysis. So if you click here, it's going to take you to another sheet, and it's going to ask you to log in or create an account. So the first time you're going to have to create an account. Then once you've created the account and you click on that link, it asks you to download this MeaningCloud add-in. Now I added it in right here. And then what you'll do is go to that folder where you just saved it. I didn't mean to make it that big, so I'll move that down a little. Do a right click, show in folder. I'll go there, and then you'll need to unzip it, so I'll do extract all. It's asking me where do you want to unzip it, so I'll hit the extract button, and then it creates this exe file. If you notice, I already had the exe file here, and once you have that, you'll just double click on that to install, and that'll put it into Excel for you. Hopefully that'll go smoothly for you and you won't have any problems. Once that's done, then you can go back over here to our original link, and you can go through and read everything that it's talking about here. And it steps you through that process and anything else you might be. If you need to uninstall it, you would uninstall it from your Programs menu, just like a regular application. So I just clicked on Next. Once you've installed the add-in rather, you would need to create the, if it allows you to do that. It didn't allow me to do that, but then you can get to this step, create your account, and add your license to the Excel key. So it steps you through this process, and then it'll ask you for a key. Just keep on doing this part. Once you get down to the end, look at these different links. Click the next button at the bottom. I'm not going to show you that, but it's on the opposite side outside of the viewing area. Take you to the user interface and explain the different things that are there. Take your time and look at what the text classification does and the sentiment analysis does. And hopefully we'll be able to do some things that are just like what we talked about in the book last week. So I click the next button again. That's the interface. It will ask you for that license key the first time you click on one of those options underneath the, get it back up, the MeaningCloud here. So I've already put in my license and I can start doing things if I had data here. So just continue to go through this installation tutorial. Follow along. Everything seemed to be correct. Talks about what you use for data input and so on. Gives you some examples. But I want to get back to that initial link that we saw. And I think it's taking you through that here as well. Okay. But it's also explaining what the output is. So, I would suggest you run through that just so you see what the output of the analysis is. So in our case here, the sentiment analysis. Here's what the results would be once you do that. And you can stop there. I don't want you to do any language identification. So if I go back to the original link, which is for this Excel add-in, the tutorials that I want you to do are listed at the bottom of this screen. And for us, I just want you to do this sentiment analysis, the getting started, the customizing aspect, and the optimizing for your domain. If you want, you can go ahead and do the text classification if you want. And so do the getting started and build your own model. But this is what I want you to turn in, is these different tutorials and the results. So with that, that's how you can download and get it installed in Excel. And I'll go through and we'll talk about each one of these tutorials in another video here.